I wake up energized and throw off the blankets before getting dressed. Since we're going directly to the beach, I decide to just wear my swim trunks and a shirt. Nikki is waiting for me downstairs. She's wearing a cover-up and has a bag slung over her shoulder.
Finally.
Hey, I'm on time for once.
So, I've been awake for at least an hour.
Why'd you get up so early? Nikki beams and fidgets with excitement.
How could I sleep when I have such a fun day ahead of me?
I hope it all goes well. The bag jostles as she fidgets. What's in the bag?
Just beach stuff, extra clothes,
What's in the box?
towels, sunscreen, you know.
As usual, okay. That's actually pretty smart.
I know.
Nikki pushes me towards the door.
Come on, let's go already.
Am I prepared? Alright, let me just grab my keys. I guess I am. After collecting my things, Nikki and I climb on my bike and we hit the road. Nikki hops off my bike as soon as I park and sprints out toward the sand. Wait! She either doesn't hear me or ignores me. Of course that means I'm stuck carrying all the stuff. With a sigh, I sling the bag over my shoulder and follow her. As I walk on the sand, I scan the beach for my friends, but I don't see anyone I recognize. We must be the first ones here.
Oh, son, I've missed you.
We've had Sun back home, too.
It's not the same.
Is it not? She continues to skip and dance in the sand, then spins in a cartwheel. She grins at me. Let Nikki have her fun. You call that a cartwheel? It's like having a puppy. Nikki, oh yeah, I'm not gonna ruin that. I grin back and continue to trudge along behind her.
What are you doing? You don't have to carry all that stuff.
What about setting up?
We can do that later. This is way more fun. Come on, come join me.
Okay. Alright then, stand back and let the master show you how it's done. I kick off my shoes and drop the bag. Windmilling my arms, I push my legs off the ground and try to lift them in the air. They almost make it halfway before losing momentum and I fall to the side, off balance. Nikki's laugh rings in my ears.
Good one, bro. You really showed me.
I did, you know it. It worked better in my head.
If only the rest of you understood physics as well as your head does.
I cannot cartwheel for the life of me either, to be fair. So, as we both catch our breath, Nikki glances at the forgotten bag.
Well, let's just set up here.
Just right here. Okay. We each lay out a towel from the bag. Nikki pulls her cover up over her head, revealing a frilly two-piece. Where's the rest of your swimsuit? You're wearing something sensible. Don't comment on it. I'm not gonna be weird. I'm not gonna comment on it. I'm glad Nikki chose a sensible swimsuit. Sometimes it's hard to remember she's in high school, but it's only natural that she'll be wearing clothes that start to reflect that. At least she still has a sense of modesty. As Nikki and I finish setting up, we're greeted by a familiar face.
Hey!
Lucas, my friends! A breathless Sho stands before us, carrying a large umbrella. Mayu stands beside him. Hey Sho, did you run all the way over here? He continues to gasp, so Mayu answers for him.
Yeah, he saw you from the car and raced down here to say hi.
Oh, that's awfully thoughtful. Hey guys, you didn't have to...
I thought I saw you with another cute girl and had to get a closer look to be sure.
Well, she is cute. Nikki giggles. I instinctively step in front of her.
Aren't you gonna introduce me?
Do you value your life? No. If this were joking, if I knew that that would be joking, then I would pick that with Sho. But, like, I can't tell how serious these all are, you know? I want to joke with Sho. I do want to introduce her, but that's not an option. So, I think I'll say no, because it's not a threat, and it's not a don't handle my sister. If she's fine with it, and he wants to, by all means, you know. So, I'm gonna say no. Nope.
Come on,
Let her do
you
it.
already have all the girls falling for you. At least let me try with this cute one.
Don't talk about my sister like that.
Your sister? Sorry, I didn't know.
I watch him warily as Nikki steps forward.
Don't mind him. I'm Nikki.
Don't mind him, I was
And
being
this is
awesome.
Mayu.
He glances at Mayu, who has been standing in silence, then balks at the pout on her face.
Huh? What's wrong?
She sighs.
Nothing.
Poor Mayu.
Did you want to introduce yourself? Sorry about that.
She sighs again.
No, that's not it.
Poor Mayu. Sho scratches the back of his head.
Huh? Then what is it?
She continues to pout.
It's nothing.
Nikki leans over to me and whispers.
They make an adorable couple.
Sho doesn't even know it yet. I blink. A couple? Sho glances back at us.
Us? No, we're just friends.
Uh-huh, yeah. Mayu sighs again.
Yeah, just friends.
Nikki leans over and whispers again.
He's so clueless.
He is. Then she hits my arm. Hey!
Also, you weren't supposed to say that so loudly.
That's true.
What's the point of whispering if you're just going to blurt it out?
I know these things better than in-game me. I rub at the sore spot. When did you get so strong? Suddenly, we hear a shout in the distance. Following the source of the sound, I glance over and see Kaori hovering over a cowering man. He has his hands up defensively. Kaori snatches the camera out of his hands, fidgets with it, and throws it back at him. The man scoops up the camera, stumbles to his feet, and runs away. Was he taking a picture of people in their swimsuits? As the man flees, Kaori walks towards the water before chucking something into the waves. We stare, dumbfounded, watching the scene unfold. Kaori spots us as she turns away from... Hear this music, though? Kaori spots us as she turns away from the water and stomps towards us. I can practically see the steam rising out of her ears. Sho sighs.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
Mayu nods.
Aren't you overreacting a little?
Nikki's voice wavers as Kaori approaches, betraying her confidence. Hey, Kaori.
Can you believe that guy?
I don't know for sure what he did. Her voice trembles from anger. What happened?
That pervert was taking pictures of younger girls. I made him promise never to do it again. Then, took out his memory card and threw it into the ocean for good measure.
Good girl, Kaori. Nikki eyes Kaori with wonder, then elbows me.
Wow, she's not scary at all. At least not like you described her.
Now, like you described? Kaori whirls on me, a fierce scowl plastered on her face. When she notices Nikki, her expression softens to one of curiosity.
Who are you?
Nikki beams.
Oh, I'm Nikki.
Kaori continues to stare until Nikki points to me.
His sister.
Kaori raises an eyebrow.
Really? Wow, you're lucky. You two look nothing alike.
We look very alike. We're one of the few blondes around here.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks. We answer simultaneously. Nikki and I blink at each other in surprise, then speak at the same time.
What's that supposed
What's that supposed to mean? Jinx! Now you owe me Skittles! Sound like soda. Sho laughs.
I'm pretty sure Kaori meant Nikki's lucky she doesn't look like you.
Thanks for having my back, bro.
No problem, brosif.
Nikki giggles.
I like Cowdy.
Kaori stammers out of her reply as her cheeks tinge pink.
Oh! Thanks.
Hey, everyone.
Hey, she made it too! We collectively turn around at the sound of Yuna's voice. I want to respond to her, but my voice gets caught in my throat. Never before have I been so thankful that the bikini was invented. Judging by the silence, everyone is as entranced as I am. I don't understand this. Why does the in-game me get to decide who he thinks is attractive? I mean, out of all these girls standing here, Kaori is who I find the most attractive. Like, why can't I have a say in this? That's so mean to me. Yuna fidgets under our gaze and automatically wraps an arm around herself.
Is everything alright?
Like everyone else, Nikki's gaze is fixated on Yuna. She looks down at her own chest, then back at Yuna, and sighs.
Life is so unfair.
I'm sorry, little sis.
What?
Kaori snaps back to reality and hits me hard. What, Kaori hits me? Ow!
Stop being a pervert!
It wasn't my fault! It's the game! Which, I mean, I guess you hit the game me and not the real me, so I guess that's technically, like, called for, kind of. But it still affects my experience. I saw you looking, don't be jealous. What's with the hitting? Yeah, what's with the hitting? Yeah. I rub at the sore spot. Jeez, Kaori, why do you always have to resort to violence? She crosses her arms.
It's the only way to knock some sense into you.
Nikki nods along.
Ain't that the truth?
Everyone was staring. Kaori looks at Nikki with interest. Yuna tries to cover up, clearly mortified.
You guys...
Yeah, we ruined her entire experience. Sho stands in a daze until Mayu pokes him.
I see.
Huh?
She glances down and shuffles her feet.
So that's what you like.
No No, that's not it. I like yours too.
Sho! Mayu looks up at Sho with wide eyes, then covers herself with her hands.
Stop looking!
Sho's face burns red, and he trips over his words.
Wait, no, I didn't mean it like that. I promise. I'm not looking.
Mayu continues to stare at him with doe eyes.
But not because yours aren't good. Because they're great.
They're fantastic! I love them! Kaori marches over and whacks Sho on the back of the head.
Ow!
She hovers protectively over Mayu.
Come on, Mayu.
Okay.
Nikki grabs my arm and pulls me over to Yuna, who still looks nervous.
You're being so rude, big bro. You didn't even introduce me to your friend.
We didn't have time before we started staring at and talking about everyone's boobs. Oh, right. This is my sister, Nikki. Yuna smiles, clearly relieved.
I'm Yuna. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Sorry about earlier.
Yuna waves away the apology.
It's fine. So, where are we sitting?
We set up right over there. I'm about to answer when a sudden weight on my back throws me off balance. Is it Valerie? With a yelp, I lose my...
Do you miss me?
What happened? It was Valerie, by the way. What happened? I clicked stumble. But then I skipped text without clicking, so it like locked in a previous click. Anyway, Kaori marches over and confronts Valerie before I can respond.
What do you think you're doing?
Claiming my spot.
On my back? Nikki crosses her arms and pouts at Valerie.
Do you always jump on the first guy you see?
I'm surprised by the disapproval dripping in her voice. Valerie slides off of me and gives me a wink.
Just the cute ones.
And hot. Sho grins.
Then you should have jumped on me instead.
Poor Mayu. She presses a finger to her lips and looks innocently at Sho.
Oh? I thought Mayu would have already done that.
Poor Mayu squared.
We're just friends.
Mayu tries to hide the blush from her face while Sho interjects. Valerie grins impishly.
Oh, well, if that's the case.
She jumps back to her feet.
Get ready, because you're next.
What? Are you serious?
Sho's face is a mixture of trepidation and hope as Valerie readies herself to leave.
No!
Is this gonna be the moment? Everyone stares at Mayu, who is frozen, stunned by her own outburst.
I mean...
Poor girl. Poor girl squared! Her cheeks steadily burn red as she struggles to find her words. Valerie laughs and pets Mayu on the head.
I was just kidding. No need to get so worked up.
Mayu pouts.
I wasn't worked up.
It sounded like you were a little worked up. She gently moves away from Valerie, whose gaze is now firmly fixed on Yuna.
Oh my god.
Valerie hops closer to Yuna and leans towards her chest.
Where have you been hiding these this whole time?
Oh, jeez. Yuna's mouth hangs open in shock.
I would like to know this too.
Kaori bats Xiao on the arm.
Stop being a pervert!
Did you hit him 4 times? I'm just curious.
Ow! I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Yuna is desperately trying to cover herself.
Can we please focus on something else?
Can we please focus on something other than my rack?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Me too.
Sure.
Sho seems a little reluctant in his agreement.
So, where are we going to sit?
Right over there. Oh, Nikki and I already started setting up right here.
It's not too close and not too far from the water.
Sounds good to me.
Everyone nods and begins to lay out their towels. Cool, alright, we're lounging on our towels enjoying the sun when a sharp squeal interrupts the tranquility.
Nikki!
Her friends are here, yay! Wait, are these the ones that liked me? Nikki bolts upright and waves to her friends as they race towards her.
You're here.
Of course! We said we were going to be here, didn't we?
You did say that, yeah. The friend lowers her voice.
Are you hanging out with your brother?
Uh-oh.
Yeah?
All the skipping!
Oh, is he going to come with us to the temple?
The temple? Probably not. I feel like I'd burst into flames.
No.
Aw, why not?
He busy.
That's true. The two girls stare at me.
He doesn't look busy.
One of the friends kneels down and grabs my arm. Hey!
You should come. It'll be so fun.
I don't even know what the temple is! The other friend grabs my other arm.
Yeah, you can walk with me.
Poor Sho, too. Now I'm just imagining
I got
him.
here first.
Oh gosh, not again.
So, he obviously prefers me.
And poor Nikki.
No, he.
Basically, all these scenarios are just poor insert name. That's what they all are.
What is wrong with you two?
Nikki steps in and drags the two girls off of me. They blink at her in surprise.
I don't understand. Didn't you say you and he don't? Yes. Then why are you so upset? Because he's my brother.
They look at each other and seem to come to an understanding.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Huh?
What don't I know?
That Nikki really...
Nikki claps her hand over her friend's mouth.
What couple of weirdos, am I right?
Totally, absolutely right. She pulls the girls roughly to their feet, much to their dismay, and pushes them away from me.
Gee, look at the time. We better get going.
Have
I'll get a ride
fun.
back with these two, so I'll see you at home. Bye.
Bye, Nikki. Love you. Take care. I hear faint protest from Nikki's friends as she hurries them away. Meanwhile, my friends have been eerily silent. Hesitantly, I glance over to a circle of frowns. What?
I had no idea you were so popular.
Yeah, with those two high school girls. Yuna's bright eyes are dulled with disapproval. I don't know why they like me so much.
Do you know how old those girls are? Creep.
I didn't do anything! They came on to me! I look around for a friendly face and my gaze lands on Sho. Come on, Sho, buddy, you're with me, right?
I misjudged you.
What? I can't tell if he means that in a good or bad way. Mayu watches me silently. I can't tell what she's thinking. Valerie latches onto my arm.
You know, if you wanted a younger girl, you only had to ask.
I didn't do anything. That's cute. You? Haha, I like them older. I don't like any of these answers. By older, I feel like they're gonna like misinterpret that to mean like, you know, middle-aged women. And I don't want to do you, haha, because that just seems very rude. Ask who makes it seem like I'm admitting to having wanted to date younger girls, which is not true. None of these are good, except I do think that this one just seems like ask who? What are you know, I'm hoping it's more like that. Really? Did you have someone in mind? Valerie bats her eyelashes at me. Is there something in your eye? She sighs and lets go of my arm.
Never mind.
I don't know why I'm the most oblivious moron in this game, though, like, for reals. This is sufficiently awkward. So, the beach. How about we go swimming? Mayu brightens at the idea.
Yes! Swimming!
Alright, she grabs Sho and races towards the water. Sho stumbles behind her.
Hey, slow down!
Kaori and Valerie glance at each other, then grin and jump to their feet. They speed behind the pair and leap into the water with glee. Hey, wait for us! Yuna and I follow behind. When we reach the shore, I slowly wade into the sea and enjoy how the water cools my hot skin.
Come on, Yuna. What are you waiting for?
Yuna sticks towards the shore and watches nervously as the water laps at her knees.
That's okay. I'll just stay here.
Do you know how to swim?
Yeah.
Sho and Mayu swim over and stand next to Kaori.
What is it then?
Don't worry about it. I'm very happy right here.
Aw, hanging out by yourself is no fun.
But that's kind of like me. I would be like, no, I'm good here. You know, I don't want to go any deeper. I'm content. You know, like, look, I'm in the water. Hey.
The water and I don't really get along well.
Yeah.
Are you scared? Here, you can walk with me.
Mayu stretches out her hand and smiles encouragingly at Yuna.
Well, it's more like...
Oh, does this have to do it all with brother? I hope not, because that would be awkward. Yuna plunges face first into the water and disappears below the waves. Oh, that's not good. Yuna! Oh no! Everyone lunges towards her just as she resurfaces, her back towards us. Yuna, are you okay? Oh crap, she lost her top, didn't she?
Don't look!
I'm I'm very good at these games. Something floats in front of her, which she snatches out of the water and presses to her chest. Her head is lowered and her shoulders slumped as she struggles to simultaneously hide herself and retie her bikini top at the same time. Mayu clamps a hand over Sho's eyes.
What?
Don't look.
If this were, okay, here's my difficulty with this choice. If it's offer to help and stay put, I'm afraid that stay put is like just stand there and watch, you know? If it were offer to help or close your eyes, I would pick close eyes. But this one, I'm gonna hope that stay put isn't stay put and stare, because I really feel like if she needs help, one of the girls should help her, you know? I don't think that, yeah, so I'm gonna do stay put. I've already been called a pervert once today. I don't want to make the situation worse. Valerie is nearly doubled over on the beach, her squeals of laughter adding to the commotion. She must have snuck behind Yuna while we were all distracted, then pushed her in. Kaori stalks back to the beach and stands in front of Valerie.
Why would you do that?
Yuna looked like she could use a little push to get into the water, so I gave her one.
I disagree, though. I think that was rude. I think that was very rude
I
to do.
bet you did it because you knew exactly what would happen.
I don't necessarily think that part. I don't think she planned for the topless thing or anything, but I don't think it was appropriate to push someone like that when they're expressing their fears. I think, yeah.
I did not.
It's just not sensitive.
But I won't lie and say it isn't hilarious.
What if she didn't know how to swim? She could have gotten really hurt.
It's right against the beach. Completely shallow waters.
Still, it's dangerous because you can't prepare yourself. Kaori!
Hey, it's May! A figure with long dark hair leaps onto Kaori's back, holding her in a hug.
Ah!
Kaori windmills her arms, trying to catch her balance, but topples into the water.
May!
Kaori pushes May off of her and wipes the water out of her eyes.
You can't just push people into the water! Why don't you people understand this?
Valerie is clutching her stomach in laughter.
So good.
May just smiles and cocks her head to the side.
It's good to see you too.
That's not what I said!
Valerie finally catches her breath and wades over to May.
Nice one.
Thanks. I'm May.
Valerie.
They do have the eyes that make me think they'd get along well, and if they're both doing that same kind of pushing thing. May glances at the rest of us who have been observing in silence, trying to process the scene. Mayu coughs awkwardly.
I'm Mayu. And this is Sho.
Sho is very obviously trying to process May's ample assets, but at the sound of his name, he snaps back to reality.
Right. Hi.
Yuna also seems to be sizing up May.
I'm Yuna.
And I'm Riz. May graces us with a broad smile.
It's nice to meet you all. Kaori, when did you make so many friends?
Yeah, Kaori, explain.
And now, you're leaving.
But I only just met everyone.
Don't you have your own friends to hang out with?
No, let's get to know the enemy.
I am hanging out with my friend.
That's not...
Eh? A jet of water splashes Kaori's face. May giggles while Kaori grows more irritated. She flicks her wrist and sends a stream towards May. But May dodges and it splashes Yuna's chest instead. Oh no! Suddenly, different art. Very different art style. Very different art style. Interesting. Yuna glances down at her chest, then narrows her eyes, clearly fed up. Using her whole arm, she sends a big wave back towards Kaori, but the water misses and catches Valerie, who squeals happily. She sends a small splash back, which catches Mayu on the cheek. Mayu blinks. Valerie's brow wrinkles in worry and she opens her mouth to apologize, but instead dodges the splash that Mayu sends back. Before long, all the girls are squealing and bouncing around in the water, splashing each other. Sho and I stand off to the side, watching the glorious view.
Is this not the best thing you've ever seen in your life?
At least he's having a good day. I nod solemnly, but another voice answers.
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's Akira! As one, Sho and I turn to see Akira nodding approvingly. When did you get here? He gives me a confused look.
I've been here this whole time.
Alright, Sho and I glance at each other, then shrug. I think I've seen Mei before. She's part of Onabugeisha, right?
Yeah.
I remember Kaori's intense reaction when we learned we were matched against Mei's team, but Mei seems to treat her like they're old friends. And didn't they get together during that kind of like after party we had at Show's dorm? I mean, brief. I thought May dragged her off or something. How do May and Kaori know each other? They seem to have opposite reactions when seeing each other.
Their relationship is strange. They've known each other since childhood, but judging by the way they act towards each other, it's hard to remember that.
Fair enough. The conversation ends. Silence settles in as we continue to watch the splash attacks.
Why aren't we joining in on the fun?
That's a great question.
Are we allowed? Can we just intervene? Because they all kind of happened into it, you know. Sho swims closer to the girls and shoots a stream of water towards Mayu. Mayu yelps in surprise and splashes back when she sees Sho's grin. Akira and I join in after Sho's introduction into the splash war. The sun kisses the horizon, spilling orange light over the waves. Akira and May left right after the splash war to join their friends. Valerie is lounging on her towel, trying to soak up the last of the dying rays while reading from her e-reader. Yuna sits on the sand, watching the waves lap at her feet. Kaori looks thoughtful as she sits in her fold-up chair, tossing and catching an inflatable beach ball. Sho and Mayu are missing. I'm not sure where they went. The day is winding down and it'll be dark soon. Oh, yeah, again, it's either let's head home or I want to spend a little more time with Kaori. I do, though. I want to spend... I walk over to Kaori. Hey, Kaori, what are you up to? In response, she throws the ball at me. Ah! Freeze! Startled, I'm too slow to react and the ball hits my face before it lands in my hands. Kaori frowns.
I thought you'd be able to catch that.
But I did. You caught me by surprise. She seems distracted. Are you okay?
Yeah.
She doesn't say any more, but instead looks out towards the ocean. While she's not paying attention, I toss the ball back to her. As expected, it bounces off of her chest before she catches it.
What? Hey! Don't throw things when I'm not looking!
She hurls the ball back at me. Instead of catching it, I volley it back. Kaori blinks in surprise, but her reflexes kick in and she leaps out of her chair to return it. We continue to volley the ball back and forth, hitting it further and further away from each other so the other person has to scramble to return it. Once the ball hits the ground, we stop. My breathing is heavy as I sit down to rest. Kaori did not go easy on me. She made sure I was running around the whole time. Kaori collects the ball and comes beside me.
Thanks.
For what?
Do I need to spell it out for you?
She sighs.
For playing volleyball, or whatever that was, with me.
Oh, sure. Were you hoping to play with the group? She shrugs.
I thought maybe it was something we could do. My sisters and I would play every time we came to the beach. It just feels off to come here and not play.
I'm glad I could help.
Normally, we'd play in the water, but I guess this will have to do.
She glances at the sky.
It's getting dark, so we should probably head back.
Oh, okay. I'll go get Sho and Mayu.
Alright. I'll tell Valerie and Yuna.
Cool. As I search the beach, I find Sho and Mayu sitting on a rock cliff, their feet dangling in the water. I wonder if they had a talk. I mean, I was supposed to get them, but if they're having a moment, I don't want to ruin it. I think I want to leave them be. I don't want to block anything. They're leaning into each other, watching the sunset. Oh, especially if I had seen that before. If I'd known that, I would have left them be for sure. I don't want to disturb their moment, so I slip away before I'm noticed. I think the group would be fine waiting a little bit longer, you know? The girls give me questioning looks as I return.
Did you find them?
Yeah, but they seem to be in the middle of something, and I didn't want to interrupt them. Valerie smirks.
I bet you just wanted to watch.
That's why I walked away. What?
I mean, you were gone for a while.
I had to find
Out on
them.
the beach? That's quite daring.
Wait, what do you think that, what? Yuna seems thoughtful, but has a mischievous glint in her eye. You know, you can't be mischievous about this when you made such a big deal over taking a book from the return cart. No, like, you get rid of that glint right now, Lil Missy. They didn't. Valerie and Yuna glance at each other and burst out laughing. My cheeks burn as I realize what I just said. I mean, nothing was going on. Kaori frowns.
So you did watch?
There was nothing to watch!
Hey guys, what's everyone laughing about?
Hey, Sho! Sho and Mayu stand by their towels.
We were just talking about how there was nothing going on.
It's not funny when she has to explain it. Anyway, we should be going. Or, it's not funny when she has to explain it. Anyway, we should be going. It's getting late. Sho and Mayu look at each other before shrugging. They nod at us. We all pack up our belongings and head to the parking lot, where we say our goodbyes and hop in our respective vehicles. Since Nikki said she was leaving with her friends, I kick my bike into gear and drive home. Cool. I'm exhausted by the time I get home, and I'm secretly thankful Uncle Kaito was nowhere in sight. All I want to do is take a hot shower and go to bed. Nikki hasn't come home yet either, so the bathroom is all mine. I wash the sand and salt water off my skin, then go to sleep early. Cool. Good day, good day.